Once again, thank you for your patience. Please remember that this is a formal concert and that we want to make sure that our etiquette and decorum in the hall is as professional as our musicians who are on stage. The next group that's going to be performing for you is the All-Region Honors Band, and the organizers for the All-Region Honors Band are Rich Armstrong, Justin Bell, Brandon Cummings, and Reggie Cook from Waxahachie High School. Please recognize them. And it is with great pleasure that we invite back to Duncanville High School, former director of bands here at Duncanville High School, author of the Blue Book, Mr. Jeff King, and the Honors Band. Please welcome them to the stage.
thank you very much. That first piece was a piece by John Mackey. The next piece needs some explaining, and this is in the words of the composer William Owens. After the Darkness was thoughtfully written to honor and lift up the 10 beautiful lives, 8 students and 2 teachers that were taken by a senseless act of violence in the early morning of May 18th, 2018, on the high school campus of Santa Fe, Texas. As you read these notes, I ask your indulgence as I convey, while in the process of creating this piece, I felt a heart-rending sadness for the victims alongside intense loathing toward the malevolent forces in our society that continually induce such antisocial acts. Though the music of After the Darkness, I wish to offer a glimmer of hope for the happy and nurturing families forever changed, hence the title. While the work honors the memories of those lost, it is also a plea for reassurance and guidance through the darkest time imaginable, as we struggle to understand how and why this travesty has befallen us. Loosely based on the hymn, Precious Lord, Take My Hand, this piece begins with much mystery and tonal dissonance as we still ponder its awful occurrence. Sudden bursts of percussion serve as surges of anger and disbelief. After this introduction of discord and confusion, the music morphs into a haunting, mournful song as to illustrate our deep state of grief. The Santa Fe High School Band and community of Santa Fe request that before performing this piece, a moment of silence observed to honor those taken. Jared Black, 17. Christian Riley Garcia, 15. Glenda Perkins, 64, substitute teacher. Sabika Sheikh, 17, exchange student, Pakistan. Cynthia Tisdale, 63, teacher. Shayna Fisher, 16. Aaron Kyle McLeod, 15. Angelique Ramirez, 15. Christopher Stone, 17. And Kimberly Vaughn, 14. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. This piece comes with a very heavy heart, not so much as a composer, but rather as an educator, having worked with children for nearly 40 years. I especially extend my deepest condolences to the parents. Forthrightly, you weren't supposed to outlive your children, and my heart is very much with you. And while this tragedy leaves us with a most unfillable void, I am hopeful that this homage set to music will bring some small measure of comfort. We hope you enjoy our performance of After the Darkness. thank you very much for your attendance this evening. When we met last night, they didn't know me very well, I didn't know them very well, but I got to know that these are wonderful human beings. They were nothing but the very best. I told them that that piece that we just performed would be the one that tugs at people's heartstrings and would be the most difficult piece we played, and I was so happy with how they played that. Thank Mr. Brandon and the directors of Region 20 for the invitation to be back here in Duncanville. I had a little delay getting here tonight. It took me 6 minutes to get here from my house here in Duncanville, so there was a couple cars that went down the street. So anyway, it's really good to be back here, and thank you for allowing me to work with these students. This last piece is called "Oh Wally Wally," and it is a very crafty piece by Jay Bocook. He taught school in Carolina, South Carolina, and there's a song called "Carolina" that is very similar to "Oh Wally Wally" or "The Water is Wild." And then later in the piece you'll hear Carolina, and it's a little different. You'll hear it first played by the horns, and then you'll hear it morphed together by both selections. So we hope you enjoy our last selection, "Oh Wally Wally."